And now to a discussion segment to shed more light on the effectiveness of using CNG, or rather the update on CNG presidential initiative and its economic benefit. We have member presidential initiative on compressed natural gas, Tosin Koka. Thank you for coming on the program.
Thank you for having us, Musa.
Well, this conversation should have taken place, let me say, earlier, because we were expecting the CNG initiative to actually kick off before May 29. What's been happening? Why the slow in progress?
Thank you, Musa. There has been maybe some misconception. We have the program has been ongoing. There has been maybe perceived slowness, and that's for a number of reasons. I'd like to reiterate a number of things. We're taking delivery of buses, as you just mentioned. We also have our conversion kits, which we are acquiring and deploying, and we also have the tricycles, properly known as kekes, which are coming. Most of these these equipments, are being brought in from overseas because at the moment we do not have a significant amount of manufacturing of these equipments in country. And we had actually deployed some aspects of this prior to May 29th, including refilling unit, a mobile refilling unit. We launched that in Ilorin, and we did take delivery of some initial sample items. But now we are starting to receive a lot more equipment. The reasons for the delays are primarily due to, like I said, the importation, but also the fact that foreign exchange challenges befell, most of the projects, due to the devaluation.
But you shouldn't be having foreign exchange challenges, considering the importance of this particular initiative. Looking at Nigerians dependent on this particular initiative to see the cost of transportation has been actually lessened. How do you?
Yes,
this issue should be addressed. What do you make of it?
No, you're very right, but unfortunately there's certain things we had no control over, even the government could not control over, things like shipping, the shipping lanes. We have challenges.
Now how much of this initiative has to do with, or exploring local content?
Oh, precisely. That is exactly what we are actually, one of the things that we're working on now. You mentioned Jet Mover. They're a local assembly manufacturer of the buses. We have equally others who are supplying us with buses as well, indigenous companies. We have a tricycle manufacturer, which we commissioned the factory of that on May 30th, actually. And we'll be receiving the first 2,500 of those tricycles later this month. We're also looking at conversion. The real thing about this compressed natural gas initiative is about the conversion. We have a mandate, we have an instruction to achieve up to, or at least, 1 million conversions over the next 3 years. And to do that, we can't just rely on importation only. We have to look at manufacturing. So even though at the moment we're importing, we're now talking to companies, these kits manufacturers and cylinder manufacturers, who are willing and able to set up assembly lines in country. And we're actively doing
68 vehicles so far.
Yes.
Is that the much we have right now?
No,
and
no.
How much are we expecting?
We're expecting close to 600 buses, all in all. Some from Jet and from two other producers as well as EVs. We're also looking at electric vehicles. We're going to have a pilot program with some 65
But do we have, like,
buses.
the electric vehicles? Do we even have the infrastructure?
Precisely. So that's why I said it's a pilot program. We'll start that most likely in the FCT, and to do that we need, of course, the charging infrastructure. So we're working all that out. Some of these things we have to, CNG is the future for Nigeria. We're working on that, but equally we shouldn't ignore the move towards EVs. And we believe that the power situation in the country is being addressed and will be. It will take some time, but let us start. We don't want to get to that stage when we've fixed the power sector and we haven't got things like the electric vehicle infrastructure up and running. So that is also part of our program.
Okay, how much is the public willing to key into this particular initiative? I have spoken to, I think, a friend who told me that actually it's quite efficient. But how much are people willing to key into this? Considering the cost, cost is another thing.
I think people are really keen and they want to key into it. The cost is high if you're using petrol at the moment as individuals. Everybody knows the cost of petrol has gone up. You have the occasional challenges with the availability, which then pushes the price up even more. So people are feeling that pinch. The government is also feeling the pinch because in one way or another, the government is spending, through direct or indirect subsidies or one way or another, spending about 6 million, 7 million per vehicle. Okay. Through some direct, through some subsidy or some method. So we need to move from that. And as government is keen to do this, people also are keen to do this. The cost of running on CNG is far cheaper. In addition, it is more efficient for your vehicle. It is also cleaner for the environment. So people, they see this as a good thing and it's something that they need to key into. So we're here to help support, help create, help develop the industry and this new sector.
So how many vehicles would you be providing, all in all?
Providing, well, we will be providing...
No, you talked about, is it going to be across the states of the Federation?
All states of the Federation have to be affected.
Is it in partnership with state government as well?
So we're working with a whole host of state governments, private sector partners as well. We're doing things like, we have the conversion centers which we're keen into. So mass conversion is key. We're not necessarily bringing in that many more vehicles. Private sector players who are able and willing are, have the ability and the power to do so. The president and through the Minister of Finance have made it easier and cheaper to bring in CNG vehicles and equipment, with duty-free and zero VAT on imports.
I don't know if there's any payment plan for maybe people in the private sector that want to take advantage of this initiative, in terms of to make it quite easy for them to maybe structure the payment or something. Is there any plans towards that?
So on Friday, we launched our conversion incentive program for ride shares. So that's not so much for private players, but it's more for the commercial sector. You will appreciate that government is at the moment focused more on the mass transit and the commercial sector. But and as we launch that also, we have financing partners who are able and willing to make payment plans and make this affordable to everyone. So as we've launched this for the commercial sector, it is also open to private players as well. So it is. The idea here is we want to make it as easy and as affordable as possible so that everybody can take advantage of this.
Have you also thought about the possibility of maybe extending this particular initiative to big trucks that mostly carry goods and services from one part of the country to the other? Because what most Nigerians are complaining about is the squeeze from transportation cost. When goods move from one place to the other, the next thing it adds to the cost of everything. Then before you know it, when you look at if you are to analyze the cost, you discover that cost of transportation has been added so much to the cost unit of that particular goods.
Yes, Musa, you're very correct. That is one of the next phases of our program, which is the diesel conversion program. You'll appreciate most of those vehicles you mentioned are primarily run on diesel. Diesel conversion is it's a more complex and a more costly venture, but it's something that we are still going to look at. We're still looking at nonetheless, and we're in active discussions with companies that are currently doing conversions in country, and we're looking to see how we can extend that. But definitely, that is the key to bringing down the cost of goods to the average, to you and I, you know, like you said, cost of goods and food.
Now that you guys are behind schedule, what should we expect moving forward? What's the new target now?
I wouldn't like to say that we're behind schedule. I think, yes, I appreciate that it appears so, but we have been working non-stop behind the scenes to ensure that we do this and we do this right. There have been many programs across previous years that have been rushed through and have not, and we didn't see the light of day, or they haven't been successful. We are keen and we're eager to make sure we do this and do this right. So whilst we have started, as we started, this is a journey that no one in this country has gone through before. So we find that there are certain things that we have to take cognizance of, and we have to not necessarily redraw the agenda or the deployment, but we've had to just rethink a few things. But we're actively going ahead now. We started, like you said, we received these buses. There'll be hundreds more over the next month or two. We have a whole bunch of conversion kits that we have received and we're deploying. We're doing mass conversions in Abuja. These have started.
So what should we expect before the year runs out?
Well, we have a target to do a conversion of at least 250,000 between December and March next year, and we're committed to doing that. And you will see that, and that will directly impact the price of mass transit, because we're doing these conversions with for the unions, the road transport associations, the workers' unions, NARTO, the road transport owners' union, and we are not just converting them, but we are actively ensuring that as they take the benefit of these conversions, they're passing the prices on to road users. So it is essential that as over the next few weeks and months, you will start to see that, yes, these because they're converting to gas, their running costs are cheaper and lower, so they have to pass those on. Otherwise, we're just throwing money away. So we're signing agreements with all the necessary players to ensure that they too have skin in the game. They have to bring this.
Okay, beautiful. Thank you very much, Tosin Coker. It's a pleasure having you on the program.
Thank you for having me.
I hope to hear from you as soon as you get those buses out there.
We look forward to bringing you more updates.
Okay.